Now, Jubilee's National Elections Board faces a tough hurdle today as hundreds of Jubilee supporters and their aspirants thronged the Jubilee party headquarters in Nairobi yesterday and the better part of this morning, complaining of irregularities that were witnessed in the just concluded Jubilee primaries. Timothy Otieno is at the Jubilee headquarters in Pangani and now joins us live. Timothy, paint us a picture of just how big a task the Jubilee National Elections Board is facing.
Well, Michelle, it is an enormous task that is about to face the National Elections Board, because today, the Saturday, is the final day that the Elections Board is receiving complaints from aspirants who just undertook the Jubilee Party exercise. Normally, according to the Jubilee Constitution, the complaints have to be registered 3 days after the nominations were held. So for particularly counties like Nairobi that held their nominations on Wednesday, today is the final day to submit your complaints following the exercise, so that the Disputes Tribunal can then sit down and listen to the complaints and then seek a way forward. So dire is the situation that yesterday and early this morning, supporters of some of the aspirants who are vying for various constituency positions within this particular county stormed this particular area. There was very heavy presence of police yesterday evening here at the Jubilee Party headquarters. Perhaps the most profound case is that of the Starehe constituency Jubilee primary nominations, where earlier on it appeared that Charles Njau, better known as Jaguar the musician, appeared to have led earlier on in the nominations, but finally later on Maina Commander was declared the winner. Now, Jaguar supporters did particularly storm this particular area, and coincidentally the president himself was in this building, and of course he addressed the issue, but Raphael Tuju, the Secretary General for the party, did announce that a repeat exercise would take place in Starehe constituency and no one would be given the nomination certificate just yet. A similar incident took place this morning, this time from supporters of an aspirant, Lee Mushiri, who is of course gunning for the parliamentary seat of Roy Sambu constituency. Police had to lob tear gas canisters to disperse the crowd earlier on this morning. But nonetheless, the law of course says that the deadline for conducting party primaries is Monday, the 1st of May. It is just about 48 hours to that deadline, and right now the task for the National Elections Board, but particularly the National Disputes Tribunal, is to listen to these cases and seek a way forward. One of the options on the table is perhaps to have a repeat exercise, but that may be highly unlikely considering the very serious time constraints that are there, considering that High Court ruling that was made in Malindi to have cleared the nominations by Monday. Another option could be that the Disputes Tribunal may have to consider consensus among those disputing parties as to what needs to take place, whether one should leave the seat for the other, of course considering the type of competition that the Jubilee Party is going to be facing with NASA competitors on their other side. So right now the National Elections Tribunal and the National Disputes Tribunal are meeting. 3 tribunal teams will be meeting concurrently. That's how serious it is. The number of cases are just too many countrywide. I was speaking to some people from Kisii County who are of course saying that the parliamentarians there were given direct nominations and the exercise was just conducted for the women representatives and members of the county assembly. So 3 teams from the National Elections Tribunal Commission will be sitting concurrently tomorrow throughout the day to listen to the disputes, to seek an amicable solution forward, considering that Monday is the deadline for nominations, and they have to submit that list by May the 10th to the IEBC, the complete list of those who are going to be facing the ballot under the Jubilee Party. So an enormous task ahead for the Disputes Tribunal. Of course, we are going to be sitting here and waiting for a press briefing that is going to be conducted soon, later on this afternoon, in regards to what way forward for those areas that have had disputes throughout this week, Michelle.
All right.